The title of the article that I read was Neurobiological, Cognitive, and Emotional Mechanisms in Melodic Intonation Therapy. Patients who would benefit from this are those who suffer from aphasia or apraxia, and I found this topic really interesting because my grandmother suffered from a stroke and they actually used MIT in her therapy. My article investigated 4 components, the first being neuroplastic reorganization of language function, the second being the activation of the mirror motor neuron system, third is the shared specific features of music and language, and fourth was motivation and mood. The authors investigated these questions based on past research. There was no actual study sample used in this article. So the authors concluded that MIT can promote both functional and structural neuroplasticity. There's no direct evidence that MIT leverages the mirror motor neuron system through intonation. And they also found that music provides a potential cognitive mechanism for MIT patients because of the shared feature of music and language, that it accesses the brain indirectly, which can help benefit their language skills. MIT could potentially harness not only music's capacity to engage and motivate, but its ability to also influence the patient in a positive direction. A major strength that I found from this study was actually looking at the motivation and mood of a patient going through MIT. I never would have thought to look at that component and see how music can be such a positive influence on someone. They did use previous research to back up their points, so I would have liked to actually read a case study actually conducted by these authors. But summing up, I would say that MIT is a great therapy option for those who have aphasia or apraxia, and MIT is really helpful to build a patient's language abilities, especially because it provides an auditory and visual model for those people who are suffering from aphasia. I still would like to know more about the environmental factors. They discussed it briefly, but they didn't really go into detail, so I would really like to know more about that topic.